Oh, I've been feeling really called to get back on social media again as well, where before I was kind of doing it, but it was like, I just need to do it, to kind of whatever. But I've been feeling called. Hold on, it's going to come back through again and start. But it's been, hold on, that feedback and that. But yeah, that feeling to get back on social media and just share, which is awesome because when I have that feeling, then I get those, I know that inspiration will come through, like with downloads, with programs, with courses, with challenges. And it's so cool. I've got this one, I haven't really talked about a whole lot. This last couple of days have been this huge emotional freaking, oh my gosh, it's been one integration session after another. Like literally yesterday, I even called Sherry at like 10 o'clock in the morning, or I text her so we could have a phone call. And I interrupted her other work and everything. I'm just like, I need you for a minute.
Oh, that's funny. Oh,
But I had to. There was
yeah.
it's so crazy. There's so many deep, deep things. And it was like maybe something in my personal life had triggered this, like activated this. But the stuff that we pulled out was from like childhood and everything, like my whole entire lifeline, just this whole entire string of things. And for me personally, it was of abandonment and being
Oh,
like
wow.
belong or like even wanted or like chosen, like for someone
Yeah.
to choose me, right? I've always, especially in a relationship, I've always chosen that person. Like I like to show up, and I think that has always been telling me that that's what I have needed me to do for me. And so I have started to say, I'm like, okay, universe, that's right. I want to do this. I want to fully embody, step in and step up and turn everything up. Right. And so I've been starting to do that. And with that, I've been shaking my whole world up. So with like showing up for myself, like showing up for myself literally means like even showing up for these sessions, like every day in the morning, like that sunrise synergy, that's showing up for me. Like I did that initially so I would connect every single morning, and I would do my morning stuff, but it was like I needed something deeper. And I think the connection here with Hive, with connecting in that morning to just embody that. So I mean, of course, with me doing it for myself, it's also helped, but then it's put me in this energy of showing up for myself. So it's been like popping up in so many other ways. So like the people in my life are showing me different, they're triggering different things so that I can fully let everything out. And so when I, the strangest thing that came up was like, for one example, my partner decided to do something kind of behind my back, but it's Christmas time, right? Who doesn't go and shop and all of that stuff, right? Well,
Mhm.
I like felt this crazy information, and I'm very aware. So like when I have an issue, this is how I explained it. I'm like, he triggered me. It triggered the emotions and evoked all of that stuff underneath, but I wasn't upset with the situation. I was upset with the situation because it triggered me. But so when I talked to him about it, I was able to really explain and be like, this is my thing. You might have done this to cause this reaction ish, but it's my responsibility to understand what's happening with it. And so when that happened, everything started coming up, and it was like, it was the funniest thing because the simplest little thing that he did that triggered it, it triggered from when I was young, like a little kid, and getting freaking taken from my mom in one aspect, and my dad choosing my stepmom over listening to me. My stepmom was really, really mean, and he wouldn't ever listen because it was very hidden. Like it was when he was gone. Or I have a sister that is mentally slow. She's not like super blown retarded is the word that they use, but like just slower, right? But my stepmom hates her, and she was extremely mean to her. And I would tell I mean, I got kicked out when I was 14 because I stuck up for her too much. So
Oh,
like, there was that. And then in my first relationship, he chose, he was kind of abusive, but it was because of the drugs, but he chose drugs and he chose other women over me. And that was a killer. My
Yeah.
My other son's dad, he freaking, chose, it was women and alcohol. My third husband, it was all
Yeah.
sorts of whole nother life. Like I just kept all of these patterns were really like the wounds were like open. I poured salt on them. Like that's what it felt like. Like I felt like I
Mhm.
was reliving every single traumatic moment that no one chose me as far as how my perception was with the emotion and everything. Like there's this logical part of me is like, no one needs to choose you. You can choose you, right? Like that's what I wanted. Like the big protector self of me is like, I got you. I got you. We don't need them. But really, there's you do, we do want that. We do want to be felt as if we're being chosen. Not that it's anyone else's responsibility, but I think that connection is really important. And so I feel like I had to move into being okay with feeling like I wanted to be chosen because for the longest time I was protecting myself. I'm like, I don't want to be chosen. Nope, nope, nope. I don't need to. I don't need that, right? My first right away instinct when I got triggered by Gabe was, oh, I don't need to be with him. Oh, I'm better off single. I even still kind of play that every once in a while because I'm like, oh, this is too hard. I don't want to freaking do this. But it's so
Mhm.
interesting. I wanted to just get up and run. I'm like, hmm, hmm. Am I choosing myself really if I want to run? Or should I just show up and dive deeper into what I'm doing and trust that the relationship, even if the relationship doesn't turn out to be forever or whatever, but I do know right now that is genuine and is true. And even if I feel shaken up by anything, right? So I am leaning more into the trust of that. And as I'm trusting myself, I'm starting to slowly feel a little more confident in whatever is going to happen is going to happen. But yesterday with the session of going deeper and deeper and deeper, I am finding myself today feeling more confident. Yesterday, I got into this mode of where I was like, I don't need anything. That's fine. I don't. I'm like, I was trying to get into the mode of I'm okay no matter what happens. And so today, I'm more of in this feeling of creating the alignment in my body and allowing the projection from internally to be projected out. And whether that shows up in different ways, moving through the relationship or moving through everything else, I'm sure it's going to, because back in doing the cycle before, I reverted back and I went back into that self-doubt, into that protector mode, into I don't need anyone, I don't need anything, I'm fine. And this time I'm a lot more soft. This time I'm a lot more gentle. And it's because of the awareness of knowing that this is a very powerful time energetically. And now I'm finally getting into the moon magic, but this is a super powerful time, and not just individually, collectively. So many things like the number 9, 2025 is the year of the 9, is the year of the snake. If you know what snakes represent, it's death, rebirth, right? Or shedding of the old. There's all kinds of symbology. And then moving into the horse and into the number 1, 2026 is the number 1. The horse is super powerful. Me personally, I have a beautiful relationship with the animal itself, the horses. I grew up with horses. I have huge bonds. Like I had a horse growing up and I got to go play in the mountains with that horse every single day after my chores. I just took off into the mountains because I didn't want more chores. Like I have a beautiful connection with the horses. And what the horse really has taught me is that connection. The horses are so connected to earth, to their surroundings, to humans. And it's so beautiful. But not only are they connected and they allow and they can see and they can watch and they can learn and they are so alert where they know that they've got themselves before something even comes up. They've already got it protected because they can see. But their strength and their beauty and their grace and their all of the things. And really I'm not sure as far as the symbology into the horse, because for me, the symbology of the horse is so many things. It carries you into things. It's the healer. It's the, the anchor. I know when you ride, the horse connects to your nervous system. It just happens. It's like on that avatar. Instead of us connecting our tail to the horse or something like that, it's just through the body, through the nervous system. And if you are feeling nervous, that horse already is got that nervousness and is like up on edge, right? So you have to learn to like, okay, just relax. And then that horse relaxes. And it's so interesting. They also use horse in like therapy for all kinds of things, because the horse could also take you from that stressed spot to that grounding balance spot through their breath. Their power, their energy is so powerful. And I'm sure if you've ever been around a horse, you can just tell. Like, a lot of time people get intimidated by horses and they don't know why. They think, oh, they're just scary. It's their energy. Their energy is super, super strong. So it's as if, like, if we were to allow aliens just to come on down in here, vibrationally, we aren't quite a match yet. That's why they can't just show up visibly with us right now, because our vibration doesn't match, right? It's very, very high. So as we're starting to evolve and expand and move into that type of vibration, then the more experience we'll be able to get, and we'll broaden our horizons and everything like that too. I kind of rambled and went around, but I'm just excited for the Chinese zodiac to be the horse. We're moving into the horse. We're moving into the one, the number one. So like restarting and life. I think that let's see. I was gonna say in the life number one, it just pretty much represents. It could represent a lot of things, I believe, but the beginning, right? So tapping into with this full moon specifically, and it was at its peak yesterday. It's still good to do this. I really wanted to do the session. I was thinking about doing it yesterday, but honestly, I'm glad I didn't. I don't know why I didn't plan it for yesterday, but I must have known. I must have known that I would have been a complete wreck. But it would have been perfect either way. But I am glad that we're doing it this morning. So our intention here is to really be able to let go of anything that you're not taking with you to 2026, like anything. And I mean identity. I mean belief system. I mean how you just show up consciously, like it's time to make a decision, and that decision is left or right. And it doesn't mean right or wrong. It just means which vibrational state are you going to be in, which one are you going to lock in, right? And if we want to continue the cycle of everything that's been going on, that's perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. But if you're ready to move and shift into a whole nother realm and reteach everything and be so present with yourself in this, especially this year one, to understand the unfolding of what's happening and how to regulate your system in order to really fulfill your highest timeline destiny, like who you are. When we fill into our higher vision self, who is that person? What is that identity? How does she show up? How does she speak? How does she feel about her past? How does she feel about her present? How does she speak around her friends? How does she feel about constructive criticism? How does she feel about trolls? How does she feel? All of the things. We're tapping into that. And we're not only tapping into the existence of it already being, because it already exists. You already exist within that realm of self. But you're also co-creating the existence of it simultaneously. That might sound crazy, like, okay, so am I already here and there, or am I creating that version? Both. It's already, so when you have this idea, that idea is created. You have the idea, right? It is in creation. It exists. You know everything about it. You know the energy, you could fill into, let's just say your creation is this program. You know everything about it. It's great. It exists. It exists because you can think of it. It exists because it feels in alignment. It exists because it is presently created in your mind. But then when you go to apply aligned action and you take those physical steps to actually create the context of it, you are also creating it. So the same time, it is already created and is like looking forward to being in its fruition, and you are creating it at the same time. So it's the same with self. So when we really fill into this version of ourselves, filling into it is just like filling into that program that you're thinking about, that you're wanting to create, that's already created, but needs to be created. Right. And then moving into 2026, as we move into that creation, we are co-creating that creation simultaneously. So really filling into, first of all, really being okay with being present with yourself and mindful. So moving forward with taking those steps. Like when I have been catching myself in thought loops. So if sorry, my eyeball really itches. So if I, like for the instance of that whole thing I was sharing about with my partner and stuff like that, when I start thinking, when I have this intrusive thought, this is where you can get looped in the thought, or you can consciously redirect that thought, or you can go into somatics. Because if a thought is going to be, if you have this intrusive thought and you aren't like in the middle of something and you can sit with it and see what it's telling you in your body, then do so, especially now, and moving into the first year. I think from now until around April 1st, like the Aries season is still a part of this cycle of the shedding and the renew. So I think from here until, so about the next 4 or 5 months, it's really going to be a beautiful opportunity to really be present with how you are showing up in every moment of your life. So if we are having an intrusive thought, instead of avoiding it or rejecting it so that it could boil and boil and stew and boil and then pop up out of nowhere and be freaking crazy, we can be mindful of it. And we can, if it is an empty intrusive thought because it's just used to a pattern loop but doesn't have anything to feed off of, then okay, use your discretion with that. But if it is this thought and it creates a stimulation in your body, and if you can, or at least when you can, go back to it and allow it to be brought into the body. So during the session, we'll kind of do some more of these like somatic unmerging is what I've learned to call it. I really like it. I don't like the word release. I use the word release, but the word unmerging from something that is a part of who you used to be, a part of your identity, is such a beautiful thing. It's not like you're releasing it because it's bad and you're rejecting it or whatever. It's you're unmerging from the bond that you had with it, that co-created a part of an identity that you once used to serve you. And I love that aspect of it. It's a lot more like intimate or sacred, versus just you're not needed. At one point that version was needed, and so to really be able to be into gratitude or appreciation for it, I think is really important. Also, just being with yourself as you are moving into new aspects of life, new thought bubbles. Like sometimes we're like, well, how do we think new thoughts when we're used to those other ones? It's creating positive affirmations is easy, but what is this new thought world? And so it's really being, I know for me, allowing myself to be in the body. And when my body is feeling a certain way, a certain energy, then I allow myself to amplify that feeling in my body. And from that amplification comes the thoughts. And those thoughts sometimes are downloads, especially right now. It feels like everything's almost a download. And it's probably because I'm shifting into this newer energy. And so it's like new thought bubbles. So it's like, oh, I'm getting all these new downloads. And it's just reactivating all of that memory within. And so allowing that to happen, of course, under this full moon of being able to unmerge and release from that old identity, moving into the next one. This is an incredible, so the full moon is in Gemini, and Gemini is all about communication, like so much deep dive into self. It's the deep thinker. They're one of, they're a good deep thinking type of zodiac. If you ever are interested in ever finding out about certain information or diving deep into a certain topic, find a Gemini. Like straight up, find a freaking Gemini. They will tell you everything, the ins and outs of it all. Every single Gemini is like this, I swear. It's amazing. I love it. The parts that I have Gemini in my chart are wild. I'm just like, oh, it just makes sense. It's awesome. But the sun is in Sagittarius. This is amazing. This is new identity. This is confidence and confirmation of identity. This is adventure. This is newness. This is Sagittarius is the perfect energy for this moon to be in, because it is an incredible opportunity to really be able to move through, dissect the identity that you don't want, allow yourself to completely unmerge from it and step into the new, because you have the support of the Sagittarius sun. The sun is going to feed this in your soul for the whole entire month, right? So you're really going to have a lot of this this nutritious energy that's coming through, like this new energy feeling. And I love that because it's the end of the year. And so moving into, we'll be moving into Capricorn, and Capricorn is an earth sign. And so we'll really anchor and ground that in. But the Sagittarius, I believe, is a fire sign. I could be wrong on that, but we just had a water sign, right? So I think it goes into fire. Yeah, because Aries is fire. So it's fire, and fire, igniting that passion. It's real. My youngest is a Sagittarius, and oh my God, I think he actually, like, if you were to pull in that Orpheus zodiac, I believe he actually is the Orpheus one. I might be saying that incorrectly as well, but which he actually, that definitely defines him. But that Sagittarius sun, holy cow, he's very confident. Even if he's doing something new, he's very decisive. He's very into always having some type of adventure. And although that really scares me as a mom because he's fearless, and especially when he was a baby, oh God, it was like the most stressful time of my life. I'm like, don't put your finger in the socket again. Stop climbing. I walked in on my son when he was maybe 9 months old. He was on top of the fridge. I walked in one time on him. We had a gas stove. He was making eggs. He wasn't 2 yet. I think he was like 1.5 years or something like that. I'm trying to think of the time frame because it was a summertime and he's a winter baby. So I think he's about 1.5 years making eggs, scrambled eggs. Like, this kid, there is no stopping him. And that just helps me connect with that Sagittarius energy. I love the Sagittarian energy. So with that being said, just really being able to move forward confidently with a good push and support. So if I go too long, Tan, and you need to pop out, I'll just post the replay when I need to, of course. I know we chatted a little bit before, so I just want to be mindful. I was trying to get it all squeezed in, but it's only like 10 more minutes. So I will step into the alchemy part of it here in just a second now, though, and we can really dive in that way, because that was really my intention for this ceremony, was to really be able just to move into not just the somatics, but the subconscious of it. So let me see if there's anything else as far as information or downloads that we should do before we tap in. Pay attention to your outer world, as it is a reflection of the inner world. If there is, let me see. There's something in your outer world aesthetically you don't like, then clean something in your home. If there is a feeling of malnutrition or exhaustion or anything with the body, clean your kitchen or your bathroom is what I'm hearing. If you are feeling lost or alone, or just feeling like you want comfort, clean your living room. If you are feeling into self-love and needing to move through things and you're just kind of feeling a little stuck, do something in your room. If it's already clean, maybe move it around or redo your altar or something like that. This will kind of re-energize you a little bit, and it'll help fill inside more alignment, because your home is the immediate reflection of your inner world. And then as you go outside of your home into your environment, then is a reflection as well that way. But it just kind of, the first one is your immediate home, right? Your immediate or your immediate home also plays a huge role in how you show up outside of your home, and how you feel in the confidence of your words. So knowing that you have your home put together, you can feel like you are put together. I think these messages are for me, I swear to God. If you're wanting to make the world beautiful, start with your own yard. Okay. All right, we're going to go in. So I'm going to go ahead and close my eyes are already closed, as you can see. But I'll invite you to do the same. If you can, you could sit or lay down. It doesn't matter. Just be comfortable. If you're driving, then just listen in. But let's go ahead and take a couple collective breaths together. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Another deep breath in through the nose, pulling it in, and out through the mouth, pushing everything out, 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 out. One more deep breath in, making this the largest of the day, pulling it in. Hold at the top. Relax your tongue. Straighten your posture. Pull that belly button into the back of your spine. Open your chest. Control your exhale, pushing everything out. Out, 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 out. Hold that exhale. And as you hold the exhale, just kind of drop into the body. Relax that forehead. Soften the chest and the belly. On your next inhalation, follow that breath in, moving deep into the core of your being where your source energy ignites, allowing that light to get bigger and brighter. Allowing it to get so big and so bright, it fully consumes all of you. You are swimming in this light, filling into the vibration of this light, filling into the sound, into the color, into the feeling. This light amplifies in your body your soul signature, and you just kind of fill into this. Allowing and inviting in the cosmic hive energies to swarm around you, flow through you, and come from within you. Allowing you to reach and arrive inside the cosmic hive arena. Moving into the center of the arena, we have the full Gemini moon above. We have the Sagittarius sun off to the side. It's like shining its light in on us and just kind of allowing the sun energy to be all around us in support. The moon highlights and illuminates down upon us as we circle around it underneath. The moon underneath, so it's like above us, and then underneath, like on our floor, we see a big hole. It's like a big well or something, or a black hole, or I don't know. It just is just a big black hole is what I see. Okay. So off to the, it's like in front of you, but on the side. So it's like on the horizon. The sun is on the horizon, but like, so on the side of you, right? So like if it were to be, if you're standing, it would be like where your solar plexus is, and facing that, you know, like that's about the range. Then we have the moon above that's shining, not only on us, but also we can see that there's a big hole underneath. And so we see that. Now we fill into, let's fill into our intentions. So our intentions here are to release and unmerge completely from old identities that will not serve us into 2026. Our intention is to complete this huge transformation, creating an actual split in our timeline. Okay. Thank you. All right. So we're going to allow the moon just to kind of shine the light on us We're going to fill into our moon mind and our like our energy beam within us. Is kind of like, I always see it as like my spine, and it lights up as a big light beam, and it just kind of, I just see it like that. It's a big old rod. Whenever I connect to the moon, this kind of enhances and lights up. And so just allow yourself just to kind of be lit up by the moon. So our first thing is to unmerge. We're going to take a nice deep breath into the body, and we're going to fill into surfacing old identities. When you ask your body to reveal old identities, you then fill into your body and allow it to tell you. It might just name a couple words. It might say, doubtful. And you might feel that in your body. And then it might say, like to belittle yourself, to shut yourself up, to stop talking, to like hold your voice is what I keep hearing. So this is an old identity. What does it mean, and what does it feel like in our body to hold our voice? And you allow it just to kind of reveal itself. It might come with an emotion. It might come with, certain thoughts. Now, before we move deeper into any others, just whatever is being surfaced and revealed, you take another deep breath in and kind of scoop the stuff up in your body, fill it in your body, allow it to be alive in your body, witness it, this experience happening. Don't fall into the experience, witness the experience, knowing that your body is moving through this energy, allowing to embody and express it in all of its form without any judgment. And you just allow. And now as you can take another deep breath in, and then as you exhale, you unmerge and just allow, you feel the stimulation of the energy in your body, and through the exhale, it slowly emerges from you, just kind of releasing from your breath, but also like lifting from your energy body. We're going to take another deep breath in. We're going to say the exact same thing. Old identities surface. With the intention of what old identity is already known in the psyche. So we fill it, and we fill into scarcity, procrastination, rejection. And it's not that we are never going to be rejected. It's that feeling that is created when you fill into the word rejection. When you allow that to be alive and present in your body. You take a nice deep breath in as you observe your body moving through this word, these words. And you exhale and you unmerge, allowing it to lift from your energy body and move back into the ethers and be connected into the current flow. Take another deep breath in. Ask old identities that no longer serve surface. I heard the word brainwashed, theatrics, and theatrics in the way of, I guess, okay. So we have a tendency to have a type of kink, let's say, because when I say, oh, we like pain and suffering, it's like, how does the conscious mind wrap our heads around, I don't like to suffer, but we kind of do. It's kind of a kink, if you will. Our old versions of ourselves, this programming aspect of the collective self, is chaos, is constant drama. When we feel into an occurrence, let's say something happens to us, like my thing with Gabe. Gabe did something. He didn't necessarily do something to me, but he created the situation by his actions. And then I took all of those all of that feeling in my body from that one action that wasn't even intended to trigger anything at all, whether it was intended or not, it doesn't matter. But that situation is 10% of your life. The theatrics is the other 90%. What do we do with this information? Now, I'm not saying that if you feel a certain way, you shouldn't create any type of dramatic scene. Like, do it, be in the dramatics of it. But the theatrics that is being released is the sticking, keeping it, the looping in the story. The theatrics is identifying by that character, by that situation. So for an example of that situation happened that triggered everything in the body. Well, my reality, the theatrics of what happened for me in my body was a whole system of uproar, was crazy shit. And for me at this time, for the specific situation, I'm moving through the root. This is like childhood wounds. This is like all my life of this pattern being revealed, so I could see the connection, feel the connection, and understand what I need to do. I need to cut the theatrics and move deep into the root and just allow myself to choose myself and to be there and to allow that to be enough. Moving into the new identity, I don't want to be triggered. I don't want to have the activations to be triggering. I want the activations to be alerting, to be awareness, to be informative, to be a simple translation, a memory, spark, if you will. I'm not saying I'm not going to be theatrical in this new identity, but it will be a different version of that theatrics. It'll be more of being amplifying authenticity, amplifying truth, amplifying standing up and speaking, and all of that in my truth as I focus on my own personal energetic alignment. So where the old identity that we are letting go is to take action off of raw emotion, the theatrics, and move it into mindful movement. Move it into consciously designing the life by really seeing what is true. What is true that happens? Something got triggered. I need to work in my own. If it happens to be a conversation because of maybe whatever relationship this is, you could have the conversation of, how we show up and what happens. We could still have the communication. It just doesn't have to be at one another, right? This is a new form of learning how to communicate, accept, and understand ourselves and one another. Taking a nice deep breath in, allow all that just to surface. And as you exhale, unmerge. Filling into your body and just kind of fill into anything else that needs to be revealed. Okay, there's this part that is super, super excited, super jazzed, but I hear that this part also gets misinterpreted. This excitement can jolt through the body and awakening certain synapses to feel as if that excitement is also intimidation or fear. And so that will spark certain thought loops. This is what we'll be releasing from. We'll be releasing from assuming what the body is going through. And we'll move a step deeper into tuning into the truth of what the body is sharing, what the body is saying, to be in partner with your body, not using it as just some vehicle. This is to be in partner. Take a nice deep breath in, really feel into the revealing of that. And as you exhale, unmerge. Okay, one more. Take a nice deep breath in, feel into what else needs to be revealed. I hear. Okay. Are you sure? Okay. So our perception of manifestation isn't necessarily incorrect. It is just being overthought. When we overstimulate the mind and trying to create some structure, some reasoning, some understanding, we digress, we move away from doing it. If we sat, and now this isn't to say you can't think of a plan and create some type of structure, but as you are doing, as you are in the flow of things, keep space and room for the present moment. When you are in the present moment and you are in the aligned action, like you're taking the action, everything will sync up. And when we are fully in tune and say yes to ourselves and we understand our body and we learn, our body has learned that we can trust it. And not only that, but we listen to it. What we are creating can be founded on a deeper and stronger structure while we are in our present moment. This example is, okay, let's say you're creating something and you're like, I want A, B, and C. You're like, I know this is it. This is great. So you put that into play. And as you are in alignment and you're moving through the creation of this, A also becomes A plus 1, 2, and 3. And then B also turns into B, 1, 2, and 3. And C turns into C, 1, 2, and 3. In that moment, things that you didn't even think about because it wasn't in the actuality of this moment. It is only created in a moment. So if it is already a thought and is already a known thing, you don't have to worry about thinking that thought because it's already in its being. So when you are in the present moment of doing, it then becomes relevant or available to you of its fullness, of the expansion of this co-creation. So moving out of more of like stagnation or of this stuck in structure or the thinking loops that procrastinate the aligned action. When we think so much, our body can get exhausted because our body is running on those thoughts, whether it's actually doing it or not. So when we're contemplating going back and forth, our body's like, oh my God, I'm done. I'm done holding this energy because it's going back and forth. When we make a decision on the structure, we can make that decision loosely so that we are not connected to the outcome and have that expectation, because with expectations, it limits everything. So when we create that structure, we can then let go of that ego thing saying, I have to control everything. I have to know everything. I have to know how it works. I have to implement everything because I'm the one that has to make everything happen. But in fact, that is not the deal. We are one with the universe. So yes, you are technically the one that makes everything happen. But in this form, you are dropped from that ocean into this beautiful form. So allow the ocean to move you. One little drop in the ocean doesn't move the entire ocean. The ocean is already in movement. And that drop continues to be in that flow. And as it continues to be in that flow, it is created, it gets to be in its perfect alignment. It just gets to be as the universe takes it through the waves. It just gets to be. And so it gets to express the being through that. When we are stuck in our minds and stuck in this space of, I have to have everything figured out, that mental loop, we get out of alignment. We get out of the flow. Then time starts to stack, right? Then time starts to become relevant. When we stay in the present and we flow, time doesn't exist. You can get so much more accomplished when time doesn't exist. You could feel so much more productive when time doesn't exist. Take a deep breath in. Allow all of that revealing just to kind of come up. And as you exhale, unmerge. Okay, I'm going to run, see if I need to run any subconscious programs. Okay. So we're just going to do a couple clusters. I'll just do one cluster. We're going to call this old identity. Or actually we'll call this identity cluster. So we'll calibrate the old identity, right? And integrate the new. And so during this, we'll be in full, well, I'll be doing the alchemy for the full cluster, but I'll probably be saying statements or different things like that, just to kind of spark certain things in our body so that that awareness is there. So it could just integrate a lot quicker and a lot more potent. So old identity, clearing now. That feeling that is stuck in the body of leaving behind or not being a part of that old version. Sometimes that means we're leaving behind people, places, things, emotions. Now, emotions we are very attached to. We are very attached to our emotions. Our emotions are what justify everything in this world. So when we are feeling into allowing these emotions to cleanse and clear and move away from this identity aspect or that emotion from this identity, we feel as if we could be empty. What does this mean? What does the story mean? What does this say about us? Who am I without this emotion? Who am I without this identity? Let's tell you who you are. You are a sovereign, fully aligned, high vibrational being that is coming here to place the new world in action. As this energy of this new world is formed, you move into a deeper truth of your being and realizing and awakening to the reality of who you truly are. You are connected. You are oneness. You are universe. You are God. You are source. You are love. You are energy. You are focus. You are fun. You are ever expanding. Imagine looking at your feet and seeing shoes. Now imagine these shoes like these, just, I don't know, old shoes. What I automatically saw my feet were like these old men's penny loafers. I don't know if you know what penny loafers are, but they're like this brown leather looking dress shoe type deal thing for like suits or something like that. Back in the day, you used to put a penny in it. That's why I think they're called penny loafers. I don't know if you still do that or not. I'm not sure. But I see those on my feet for some reason. So whatever it is, just look at your feet and see what they are. Now, as when we first came in, there's a hole in the ground. I want you to sit and I want you to dangle your feet off of that hole. Now I want you to take a nice deep breath in from the crown of your head, allowing sun and the moon and just source to pour their energy through. Moving into the head, into the pineal gland, into the mind, into the psyche, into the chakras, into the throat, pouring it down, moving down into your heart, all through your chest, down through your arms, into the palms of your hands, moving into your solar plexus, the sacral, the root, and moving down your feet. Filling into this new energy, filling into this truth and authentic signature energy that is you, allowing it to be evoked in your body. You feel the stimulation at the core of your being, and it is sparked and it is lit up. And so you ignite that light and you allow it to get bigger and brighter. And as you do that, it pushes all the old identity out, not because you are rejecting or anything, is because it is loose and is living rent free, and it is clutter and it needs to be decluttered. So we're cleansing. So we're allowing that light to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And as it gets bigger, it expands out and it starts to push all of the old identity out, and it almost looks like dust, like you're sweeping or something. And so all of this crud and crumble and sludge or oldness or these words or these emotions, they're just slowly moving out. The light is expanding it out. Now inside this light is your highest vibrational self, this sense of being to be activated within you. So activate within the core of your being the vibrational space of this light. So as you open and you tune into the actual vibration, you can feel the intensity, and you feel the intensity of that vibration start to grow. We're going to be very present with our body as it intensifies through our body. We're going to allow our body to fill into the comfort of this newness. When we forget to bring our body into these healing sessions, we then simply lose that energetic feeling of alignment quicker. And so really, to be able to embody and hone in and anchor this feeling, we must include our body. So we fill into this vibrational space. And as you fill into the vibrational space, you ask your body, how does this feel? Now, if it's intimidating, if it's scary, it's all okay. If it's exciting and it's fun, then it's all okay. But we just be with our body. We share with the body. Our body shares with us. And as it reveals, whether it said, I'm scared and I want to reject, or I'm excited, let's jump on in. Be with your body. Be like, whatever you want is fine. And you may not get that, but it is fine. It's fine. I'm here with you. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not leaving you ever again. Ever, ever, ever. As we move deeper into this high vibration, you tell your body that it is safe in expansion, that we are here to do this. We're here to stretch and grow through our limits, to expand. I promise you, moving into this, you will be nurtured more. You will be cared for more. You will be loved and expressed, and just everything so much more. So you just kind of allow your body to feel, and now amp up that vibration a little bit more. Amp it up till it stretches your body. And stretching your body, meaning you don't get go until your body kind of says, oh, no, that's enough. And then push it a little bit further. And then be with your body in that vibrational space. Beautiful. Ask your body, do you feel safe in this vibration? The body may hesitate, may answer right away. If the body is feeling safe, then just fill into like a smile and just kind of hug and be like, yes, we're here. If the body says not yet, just be like, okay, we're here. Nothing, like, look what's happening with this vibration up. The vibration is helping our mind be more open, is helping our soul to really be able to shine through and to lead. And then the body kind of softens to that and says, yeah, that's right. That's right. Beautiful, beautiful. Now, dangling from the top of this, I want you to dangle your feet, kind of shake your feet. And I want you to thank all of those old parts of yourselves, that identity. I want you to thank this old identity. Be like, thank you for trying to protect me. Thank you for protecting me. Really, thank you for protecting me. Thank you for the theatrics. Thank you for the lessons. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the experiences, for the time. Thank you for the revealing of my truest essence. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And as you say thank you, your shoes slowly slip off and then they drop, falling, 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 falling deep into the void where they can serve the universe in expanded ways. And feel the freedom with your toes. Just kind of wiggle your toes, even if you feel like this cool breeze from this hole, or maybe it's a little spooky with your feet in this dark hole. And you just kind of swing and be like, all right. My feet are free. My toes, like I could wiggle my toes. I'm feeling the air through, like in the webbings of my toes. I'm loving it. Now go ahead and swing out of that and place your feet on Gaia, like in a grassy area or in the dirt. And then just fill into that medicine, fill into the nutrients that you're receiving through your nervous system. As it's at the bottom of your feet, all these cool nerves, all right? They're just like all these nerve endings. They're just tingling, stimulating, connecting to Earth, and her nerves, her nerve endings are connecting with yours, and then you're merging. Ooh! And you just start rooting into her. Oh, yes, yummy, yummy, yummy. And then you feel into the safety of being you, just you, nothing else. Barefoot, bold vibration. Take a deep breath in. Feel the sun moving into your chest. Feel the moon expanding your mind. Yes. Saurutoshta anaharuta katai. Saurunoshta anahatura. Just filling into the newness of this, not needing to know what a new pair of shoes looks like, or even knowing what your next thing is, or even knowing how to express your identity. It's not a mental thing. It is a present being. And you just simply feel it. You become it. Saurushnata katusatara taunuhortashta ilhanatura. As the moon wanes, starts to wane, we start to calm the deep, dark waters as they've been shaken up this beautiful new moon. As it wanes, the water also does, and it just slowly calms and sets into ease, allowing the sun and the support of the Sagittarian to energize, to inspire, to motivate, and to bring in the new ideas, new experiences, new feelings, new emotions, the new you in this new timeline, in the new world. It is so. It is so. Saorste sakatasu horto osata mushtakai no hotoro. Wa uno hoyishti senatashta. Kita aruno hotoyatasta. Just filling into love and appreciation for yourself. Just going to slowly complete this ceremony, but really filling into the nourishment for the entire day, really just filling into being present with yourself. If you need to be slow and gentle or pause, please do. If you are feeling super aligned and energized and motivated, then move in that alignment. Don't hesitate. Do not hesitate. Do not second guess yourself. When you are in alignment and you are inspired, or you have this intuitive call, just go on it. Just act on it and then think about it later and reflect. Try that. Instead of reflecting first, reflect after. There isn't a single decision that your soul doesn't already know the perfect answer to. There isn't a single situation, experience, decision, movement, anything that your soul doesn't already know. Your soul is the structure. Allow it to lead. Allow your mind to be the movement and your body to be the builder. you just kind of come back, asking your energy just to kind of come back. You go ahead and give any energy that doesn't belong to you, return it back to sender if you like, or stay with the cosmic hive. It does not matter. You're perfectly protected either way right here in this moment. Just kind of come back into the body, filling into this newness, this new identity. This identity is going to feel different in your body. So really being present with your body, not allowing, like really being very disciplined of not allowing old identities to loop in. They're still going to want to loop because the body is in its program is used to having certain things come through. So when it doesn't anymore, it's going to want to create that so that it can be like, oh, I'm doing my job. I'm not broke down. I'm not broke down. Don't reboot me. It's just going to do that. So we then are present with those thoughts and we say, oh, remember, do you serve? Is it actually stimulating something in my body? Do I need to be present and do some somatic synergy? If not, let's think about these other thoughts. This is an idea of what other thoughts can come in and then play with that. I have been teasing myself every time I'm like, oh, I can't do this. I think, oh, not only can I do this, but I already have. I already have. Even if it's something that was a lie, but really it wasn't a lie because my future self has already done this. And so, yeah, I already have. I've already done this. I know how to do this. I know what to think. Even when you are thinking, oh my God, I don't know what to think. I don't know how do I go into different thought waters? You put them there. Go read a book, get an inspiring song going. You can utilize something outside of yourself to spark that within you if you can't do it on your own. But you get to choose. So if you are choosing those same thoughts to say, oh, don't do it, don't say a word, don't speak up, you aren't living in the moment. You are living in an old identity that no longer exists. And if you want to recreate it, keep looping. If you want to move into the momentum of change and expansion and new world, be present and redirect. Even if it feels like you're lying to yourself. Like the first couple times where I'm like, okay, I know how to do this. I've already done this. Or there's always this thing like, you're not anybody. You're nobody. You're a nobody. You're a nobody. So now what I have been saying is you're a somebody. You're somebody. You're somebody. And half the time I cry because I'm like fighting it because I'm like, I don't believe it. But then I say it and then my body starts to, like I say it over and over and then my body starts to actually believe it. And then I cry because I'm like, oh my God, I am somebody. You see how that works? The truth is both. You are both things. But what are you going to embody and express? That's the choice. That's the decision. That's the left or right turn. That's the fork in the road. All right, coming back in, anchoring that all in. Whew, what a whirlwind of information, of energy, of all of the things. Not just from the session, I'm just saying from this whole entire moon phase. Moving in, I can't wait until the new moon and where we really get to anchor in this identity. So really within this next couple weeks, play with it. See where next Friday we're going to meet and kind of for this focus for these alchemy sessions. And so really be present at the very beginning. We can talk about things, or maybe you can share, before or whatever, and we'll talk about what's coming up as far as, especially with identity and really moving in, because when the new moon comes, we want it to be strong. We want to say, this is us, and our intention is to amplify this identity. And then moving from there, we don't want to still being teeter-tottering. So really be present in this next couple of weeks. Really show up for yourself. Act as if you are your own best friend. When a part of you says, I can't, be your best friend and say, bitch, you can. You already have. What are you talking about? Do that for yourself. Even if it feels so uncomfortable and like a lie at the beginning, it doesn't matter. I promise you, it will turn out. You are your biggest creator influencer. Everything that happens in your mind is your truth. So you consciously choose what is in your mind. because that's what creates the movement, right? Your soul's the structure, the mind's the movement, the body's the builder. That movement builds in the body, and then the body manifests it. It projects it outside. It shows up in its actions, all of the things. Make sure that that soul is first command to then lead the mind, because the movement, the momentum, yeah, it's picking up big time. And as we shift and move into the new year, I want to say fast, but it's not like it's fast as far as time, because time kind of eludes me, but fast as in expansion, growth, oneness, new world. Like, this is going to happen faster than what it feels like for the last 5-10 years has been slowly transforming into. Like, we're at the point now, the peak. So it's not like we're gradually, slowly trying to climb this steep ass hill. We are at the top, and we're going to fly, baby. Fly or fall, I guess. We're going to do both. I like the ups and downs. No. Whew, okay. Filling into that anchor, I'm going to tell myself to wrap it up, because a whole bunch of information is coming through. So maybe I'll have to make a live, because I'm already been on here for so freaking long. Poor Tan's like, oh, bitch, I got to go. So I'll create some more content as things come and flow in. But oh, so juicy, so juicy. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for taking the time to alchemize and step into the new identity and really bring this new identity through. This is where the work is. We have done all of the work before of scrambling and calibrating and alchemizing, and now this is a work of really pulling and pushing ourselves through, of really not only stepping in, but stepping up. Not only tuning in, but turning up. Now is the time, baby. Oh, I love you so much. Seriously, I better shut up. I'm going to go and make some content, because a whole bunch of crap is just coming through, and I don't want to take up all of your day. Actually, I do. I do want to do that.